Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Who review. I am Davros and I'm a Whovian, and today I review Doctor Who, The Lazarus Experiment. So this is the 6th episode of Series 3 of Doctor Who, where the Doctor takes Martha home, only to find that Professor Lazarus, a scientist who is going to conduct an experiment on a machine that he's constructed with the funding of Mr. Saxon, and of course Martha's sister Tish has a job there as an assistant, and Professor Lazarus performs this experiment at an event. And the machine malfunctions, but he comes out youthful and gone from being an old man to a young bloke again. But of course, the experiment goes a bit wrong after the machine malfunctions, and Lazarus mutates into this scorpion-like monster thing and drains the life force out of people. And the Doctor and Martha, have to try and stop Lazarus from doing this. And in a big finale in the church, a cathedral, I think. The Doctor, Martha and Tish managed to lure Lazarus into a trap, and of course the Doctor telling Lazarus that living longer isn't a blessing because it has its downfalls as well. And of course Lazarus meets his demise after plunging to his death, and the Doctor, the Doctor then, wanting to thank Martha again for another trip, thanks Martha by taking her on another trip. And of course, before all this, as she sets off, Martha's mother Francine warns her about the Doctor, saying this information comes from Harold Saxon, who has been mentioned throughout Series 3, who we all know who he is now. But yeah, that's the plot there. So what did I like about this episode? Well, first of all, Mark Gatiss was a good show stealer in this. He has written for the show before. In Series 1, he wrote The Unquiet Dead. In Series 2, The Idiot's Lantern. In this one, he co-stars in it alongside David Tennant. And, he plays Lazarus as both young and old. And I gotta say, the makeup effects for him look really great, just, you wouldn't recognise him at all, and you wouldn't know that is Mark Gatiss, in all that makeup until he, goes young again, which I think's, and of course that's another thing as well, the whole fountain of youth thing. Like, could one day science find a way to slow the human metabolism down and have them live a lot longer? But also we had, Lady Thor in it, played by that woman out of Dinner Ladies, another Dinner Ladies cast member that appeared in this series. I thought she was an interesting character and that. But also Mark Gatiss, going from being an old wise man to being young, to then going to sinisterness and then mutating into this big scorpion-like monster. I thought the effects at the time were good, but looking at the effects now, it does look a bit dated. And I believe whilst filming they had a tennis ball to look at and had to act with that. But yeah, like I say, I thought there were good effects at that time, but are kind of a bit dated now. But still, 2007, what can you complain about there? Also, David Tennant and Freema Ageyman playing the Doctor and Martha, the way they were bouncing off each other were great. And even that moment where the Doctor runs from an explosion, I know that was a real stunt performed by David Tennant himself with a fire machine behind him, and he managed to get unscathed from it. Also, we had, the mystery of Mr. Saxon. Who is he? How does he know the Doctor and stuff? And who was that man talking to Martha's mother? Yeah, it was all building up to the Series 3 finale. I thought this was an entertaining filler episode, and we had some good chase scenes there. We had a very unique monster and villain, which is Professor Lazarus. So I thought it was a decent episode. this at the time was also the last episode, which would, we would have a mid-series sort of break, because after this episode aired, we didn't get Doctor Who the following week because of your revision, but then it resumed the week after. So, ratings. I will give the performances a 9, the visuals a 7, the writing an 8, and my personal an 8. So yeah, I think that's fair enough for this one. So yeah, have you seen this episode? Let me know down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. I have been Davros the Whovian, and this has been a Who review. So until next time, run for your life.